What is up, everybody? Josh here again, and today we have an Icarus Week 118 update. This week they've made some battery and network changes and news of Brambles coming next week. Oh joy. Let's get into it, shall we? Icarus Week 118 brings batteries, bugs, and balance changes, and we also get some new fluctuations based on weather and storm patterns. This week they are continuing their work on Resource Network update from last week that gave us batteries, as well as new features that they mentioned are going to be in this week's update. They also got some information on next week's update and more mission fixes that need to address the impacts of the new resource network. Notable improvements are as follows: added total growth speed indicator to crop plot inspect UI, railing orientation on all floor pieces so that now railings can be the correct orientation, especially on stairs. They also fixed an issue with water troughs, where the water would not appear in the mesh when it contained water. Fixed killless fracture. They also fixed the processor recipe icons with now correctly has 7 across again. Auto processors now have 3 across. Improved UI prompts and tooltips for dirt mounds, noxious crust, and red exotics as part of the continued efforts to improve the new player experience. Update Olympus and Styx weather events to use Prometheus-style scaling weather with more varied modifiers and less reduced movement speed. And added an inspect option to power devices without inventories, such as solar panels, wind turbines, and batteries. Or as crop growth speed, you can see it now in crop plots. We have total growth speed of this one as 175%. It can change the better equipment you have. So that is a slight change. It's pretty much on every single railing piece. These 2 railing pieces here I've actually picked up already, and this one right here I haven't. So this is an old one that was placed before, and you can see, if I don't lag, there is a difference. This one was picked up and placed. Say if we picked this one up right here and placed it, there was different placements for it. See, look, now it's a little bit more in, it seems like, than it was before. Kind of off on this railing right here. Let's see if we can pick this up and see what it does. Let's go to the railing icon. And okay, yeah, so that's actually fixed now. As you see, there was a gap there before, but now the railing fixes that gap, and this hasn't been changed, so we can pick this one up as well. You may have to pick up your railings and replace them to get the new placings, and of course go to the options. Yep. So now that's in line. It looks a little bit better. Of course, water troughs without water will show without water, and whenever you go to fill it up with water, like so, you'll see the water in there. There's now an inspect option for batteries, solar panels, and windmills. All you gotta do is hit E to inspect it, and you can see what's right here. You can hit close, you can hit escape as well to get out of it. Goes for solar panels as well. Hit E, and you can see how much power it gives you and stuff like that. This week we also got a Resource Networks update. They made several fixes to this. They fixed a case where water networks and electrical networks could be joined, leading to issues where people could fill their batteries up with water. They added the ability to turn devices on or off using the Resource Network Inspector menu. To use, expand a device group and click the connection icon to toggle the device. Also fixed the Resource Network inspection window getting stuck showing gathering info on clients if they were open twice in situations where no values on the network had changed since it was previously open, deployed in hotfix last week. They also removed collision from spline pucks, fixing players bobbing as they walk over wires. Shouldn't bob after you walk over a wire now. And they also replaced Resource Network Inspector Summary with the Visual Flow Indicator. This should be a bit more clear about which direction and which devices the flow is going. They also introduced the feature where power and water output fluctuate based on the current storm. So wind turbines now generate more power during most storm types, with the maximum power output during windstorms. Snow, sand, and ash storms will slow them down instead. When generating more than 100% of their base power level, they'll take damage over time based on the generated power, but cannot be destroyed by this damage. Wind turbine output is reduced based on their remaining durability. Why do I not like that? It says more than 100% of their base power level, they'll take damage and then generate less, but can't be destroyed by the damage. So basically you have to now babysit Wind turbines. So your wind turbines will now get damaged in storms, and it will reduce the base power. Solar panels have been buffed to produce 6,000 power. They now generate slightly reduced power during most storm types, but will not receive any damage from those storms. They also get an output boost during the swamp's clearing wind storms. Generators now output slightly less in heat waves. Water wheels generate more power while it's raining, but less during ash or snowstorms. And water pumps and water borers have reduced water flow during snow, and a little less during hail and heat waves. Oh, here we go. Here's an explanation why. These changes are to encourage diversity in energy networks and will evolve based on feedback and community interactions. We'll be closely monitoring over the coming weeks to ensure the best gameplay experience. Well, here's you some feedback. Maybe just make some worry-free power. Why do we have to babysit power? It's one of the most annoying things in this game. What if we want all of one type? I don't know if you even asked the community. It seems like they're being forced to use all kinds of different types of energy sources. Could you just at least get us something we don't have to babysit or monitor? Something that we can just set and forget? I don't care what it costs. Just make it expensive if you have to. But just give us something we don't have to worry about. Okay? Just something we don't have to chore. So let's talk about the variable speeds on windmills. At least let's start with those, shall we? So we have no storm going on right now. This windmill's damaged all the way down to about almost to breaking. And you can see it's producing 36 power out of 1,750 all the way down. If you press E to inspect it, you can see it's damaged and it's reduced its energy flow rate by 98%. So this will happen naturally. We're going to try and see how long we can let a windmill get damaged in a storm. Can't actually trigger that because there's no admin commands in this game, so we're going to have to sit here and wait for that. Oh look, there's a storm. Nice. Here to our right, we have a wind turbine here. It's doing 1,750 power. We can hold E on it and see how much power it's actually sitting here producing. We should have a lot more winds showing up here shortly. So let's see if the power goes up. Okay, so it looks like... Okay, the windmill's doing some kind of wobble effect now. You can see it's a little bit over 100%. It's plus 20% energy flow rate, which is giving it 2,100 power. Going back to a normal rate here. So, I don't know. Let's see. Is that... Looks like it's kind of fluctuating there a little bit. So, yeah, there's different fluctuating, and it looks like it is damaging the windmill slowly. This windmill over here is pretty much completely damaged, but it is producing about 386 power, even though it's completely damaged during a storm. You can see it underneath here. It's got the increased energy generation modifiers. So, these devices are now going to be affected by storms. They will blow more during storms and get damaged. Get some reds coming in here. See if it goes above 2,100. Right now, at the red peak of the storm, still 2,100. So, and it's still taking damage. Looks like not a lot of damage. It seems like, but it did still take damage. So over time, your windmills will break down. You will have to repair windmills. Our power tower video, I guess, still is valid, I guess, but the only problem with it is that you will have to repair them. So you'll have to either make you a device to get up to your power towers or whatnot. I guess that's another video that's changed for Icarus. Yay. I'm just probably not going to update it. So, of course, if we were going to bring out our hammer and repair this... It'll go right back up to full, and we'll damage it for you here. You can actually sit here and damage it too if you want to see kind of how much slower it is. It is. So that right there, which is about 91%, it's reduced it by about a little bit more than 100, it looks like. Just kind of goes down the more it's damaged. Here we are at 70, it's at 1,200, 1,103. I just also realized this is going to completely mess with my deep veins, which are all on the windmills now. So we're going to show you solar panels and that they get reduced as well. Solar panels during the day without any storm are now giving 6,000 power as stated before. So let's see how much power it is during a storm. Also, it looks like you can damage solar panels. It looks like it's not really reducing how much power the solar panel gets. For now. They change the game every week. And now we have a thunderstorm here, and we're going to see how much it reduces the power for this thing. Yeah, I haven't seen anything so far. Looks like we're getting into that kind of yellowish up top. Maybe now? Starting to get some stomachs. Yep, there we go. Now we got it reduced. We did E and inspect it. We'll see a negative 8% energy flow rate, making it 5,520 because of it. And looks like they can go up or down, I guess, depending on the storm. Looks like it's getting ready to go. We're in yellow right now up top. Let's wait till it gets to red. Just going into the red, and it looks like we are... Actually, we're at 6,000 for some reason. It's kind of weird. Oh, there it went back down again. So 5,400 looks like in the red. Let's go over and check the water wheels. It is a heck of a storm right now, and there is 3,120 power being provided in this red here. Looks like we're back down to yellow. So definitely a lot more power than normal for the water wheel. Maybe not a lot more, but definitely more power. We'll hit E and inspect it and see that we're getting a plus 56% energy flow rate because of the storm. Now the storm is getting a little bit more milder, and the exposure is running off, and looks like we're getting about 2,840 with it going into the green right before the sun. And as the storm is slacking off, we're going to go back down to our normal amount for the water wheel, which is 2,000. And there it is. So yeah, they've changed a lot as far as the power goes. This one looks like it's actually damaged and it hasn't been out, but it's working at a negative 1% energy flow rate. So 1,733 instead of what it normally is. I'm not quite sure how I feel about this. Like I said before, I really don't like the fact that we have to babysit power in this game. I really wish they would have made the changes. It just seems kind of like a chore, and chores are not fun most of the time. So this week we also get mission fixes. On Voyager, increased power storage requirements. The energy network patch reduced the requirement. They've increased this now to require 1 hour with the generator. Will allow you to connect 2 generators, max 10,000 flow, to reduce the time to 30 minutes. In Vertigo, they also fixed the laser not being self-powered. The energy network path incorrectly added power requirements to the laser, blocking mission completion. So now that should be able to be completed now. Next week we get Brambles. What joy!
I hate you!
Next week, they're adding the new type of base defense Brambles, my favorite. These can be grown in crop plots and harvested when fully grown. They can be placed around your base to serve as a natural base defense. The lack of base defense has been a picky topic, so they're glad they're adding something to the crafting pool. And they also say, if you like what they're doing with Icarus, give them money. They say it every week, so they didn't used to say this every week. Going over the change log, we're going to go over the fix section first. They mentioned a lot of stuff that's in the new section this week. Noxious crust and volatile red exotics now mention the organic residue cleaner. Oh, okay, so they added the water crop plot in world UI prompt to the dirt mounds. They also replaced that resource network inspector summary with a visual flow indicator. We didn't actually show that. Let's go back and check that out. This should be a bit more clear where the flows are actually going. So now also, whenever you go in, hit R on lines or go into your visual aids there, you'll see these little flow icons. It'll show you the supply, priority, demand, and it'll show you also the storage here and how much it is. It's got like a visual icon here. You can also now turn things on and off wherever you want, whenever you want. So now our deep freezers, we can toggle this device on or off just from this screen here, which means from these control panels as well, you can use this as well. You can see all the same things as you would in the lines. You can go and say, for example, we want to turn all of our lights off or some of our lights off. We could click them on and off here. And now most of the lights in the base are off. And then we could just turn them right back on if we want. Just go back through here, the ones that are off, and just click on the on. This button right here to the left will toggle them on and off. And there they are. Now they're all back on now. So that's pretty neat. And you could do that also with water as well. Say, for example, if we want to turn the iron crop plots off, we can. So you could control your devices also from this menu as well. So having these around or just having a tool out and you can hit R to access the line, you can turn stuff off remotely now. That's on the network. I'd kind of like to see what we can do with that. There's got to be something we can play around with that. Like, for example, maybe set up some lines and you can turn on certain lights when people get close to your base to attract them at night or something. I don't know. There's going to be something cool you could do with that. They also fixed the advanced masonry bench not having a water connection. Thank God, it was just a bug. They also added a on-off switch audio to be played for new battery behavior, and they added storage type and flow rates to tier 2 rain reservoirs and basic oxide dissolver to allow these to store resources again. And they have visible debuffs on fridges, deep freezers, lights, cooler, heater, dehumidifiers, and adjusted the modifier display and application rate. Moving on to the future content section, we'll skim over it. Looks like they're going to have some sheep shears, I guess probably for wool, whatever the CHAC shotgun audio is. Looks like we're going to have a royal and rustic chicken coop, adding unique ammo load, pump in and out sounds for CHAC shotgun, also some to be applied to the tier 4 shotgun. Looks like we're getting some new animal beds, adding burlap heated royal and snow leopard wolf animal beds. AI setup for ice mammoth boss, adding sheep shears, chicken coops, recipes, and blueprints. And that's it for this changelog. Thank you so much to the Late Night Crew, KHX, Sergio, both been on the memberships for 14 months. Thank you so much for your continued support of the channel. Wolfie, Sandy, Silver, John, EMC2, Rodnob, Aaron, Steady Bob, Jim K72, Kristen, Jaybird, Fubar, Chris, Sanchez, Gamer Joe, Sky Reaper 1, Hagar, Metalstorm, Alpha, Jason, Valiant, RK912, Gabe 427, Kevin, Mom, Fabio, and Josh Jordan. Thank you so much for joining the Late Night Crew and for supporting the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you so much to our supporters as well. As stated in our Discord, we are taking a little bit of a break from YouTube for now. Continue doing the update videos, but for streams are currently canceled until further notice. Everybody, I've got a lot of things in my life I need to get straight and take care of. If I don't, they're gonna cause severe negative effects on our life and lifestyle. So we need to kind of take a little bit of break for the next few weeks. There's going to be a little bit of reduced videos and stuff on the channel, just to let everybody know. And of course, we are canceling the streams until further notice. So thank you so much. We will be back, I promise. It might be just a little while. And that's it for this video. Don't forget, if you like what you see, to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Comment down below what you think about the changes to power that they made this week. And hopefully we'll see you next time. Peace.